Hey guys, welcome to Guz Gaming here. We're going to do this is another how to win at, and we're doing the Summoner in Dungeon Defenders. I'm going to be giving you a little short tutorial on him and how to win and how to use him properly. As you can see, we're doing the Deeper Well on Insane mode. If I can click go now, that'd be great. So, basically, the Summoner, he doesn't have any, first-handed, I guess, I don't know. He doesn't have any weapons to attack with. All he does is summon people. So if you notice that when you click the weapon button, I guess, the trigger on the computer, he would just select his units and he controls them. As you can see, he does get 2 pets because of the lack of abilities to use weapons. And as you can see, he summons these minions, and he has 6 minions. He has an archer minion, he has a spider minion, an orc minion, a mage minion, a warrior minion, and an ogre minion. And you don't actually take up any defensive units while you put down your minions. And as you can see, here are all the minions up here. I give some time to show. What I did is I put 2 archer minions in those stairways, and then you have commands. So as you can see, these are all your commands. You have select all, hold offense. Hold offense is where you have them stay in a general area, but they can move around and attack. Hold defense is where they have to stay in that spot, and they cannot move. So as you can see, I just ordered all my archers to stay in that spot and not move. And one cool thing about the Summoner is he does have a power to levitate for 15 seconds, and you'll see me do that throughout the video. And all you do to that is press and hold the spacebar, and you will start levitating. And another cool thing, as you see right here, I'm placing more archer minions. But like I said, you do not take up any defensive units. You have your own form of units. So if you're playing multiplayer, he's a great person to have because let's say you're playing with a apprentice. He can pull up all of his turns and take up all the defensive units while you still have time. Now what you can see, I pressed number 2. And what number 2 does is it gives me a bird's eye view of everything that's going on while staying in that same spot. And doing this, I can still control the battle and click on things and control them just with a bird's eye view instead of me actually doing it. And this right here is, I guess, if you want to call it being invisible. And all it does is takes me completely out of the game, but I can still move around. As you can see, I'm not picking up any crystals until I get out of it, which I'll do here soon like I'm doing now. Now I'm back in and I picked up all the crystals. So that's another cool thing. So basically, a good strategy for this one would be always put archers in main blocks like I did there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a orc right here, and have him hold in defensive mode so he does not move. And later on in the video, I end up putting warrior minions down and put them in hold offensive because the warrior minion, they're very agile and they're very strong, and so I like to have them up in the front, being able to move from spot to spot and being able to really move around and attack things. And now the radius of them moving and hold offensive is actually quite big, so don't think they're just gonna like move 2 steps. They will move quite a lot. They won't go too far, but they will go as much as they can, and they can stretch. As you can see, these 3 purple doors up in the front where these enemies are coming through, if I put a warrior down and put him in hold offensive, he can reach all 3 of these doors. That's how big the radius is. So here you go. I'm putting my warrior minions down. These are the warrior minions. As you can see, I put them in hold offensive, and I'm gonna put another one down right here. And so they'll both be in offensive mode, and so that's really good. One thing to know about the Summoner is you just really got to be on top of things all the time. I wouldn't say he's an easy class to play, only because the only thing that you have to make sure you're doing all the time is guarding things, because if you have a weak defense and it gets through, again, you do not have a weapon other than your pets. So you got to make sure you're really on top of it. And if something does start weakening, you need to make sure you get those units and move them. As you can see, I can control where I can select certain units and move them anywhere on the map I want. So you got to make sure you move those units to where those weaker spots would be. Now this certain technique I'm using does work. You can use this despite my gear, my good gear, you can still use this and be successful with it. This certain strategy. As you can see, I'm just leveling up my warriors here. Now let me go through each one. Now the archers are the only ones with really good range damage, other than the mage, but I'll get there. The archers, they have this. They just have arrows, and they're like a crystallized dark elf, and that's pretty much what they do. Is they just sit there and shoot. And then there's the spiders. I don't use the spiders a lot, but they're just like spiders, but crystallized. And then you have the mage, or the orc. Let's go with the orc first. Orcs are like these just giant things. They just sit there and just hack away and spin, and they just are standing destruction. So they're really good, act as a barrier, really well barrier. My video is ending here, so I'm going to have to wrap this up really quickly. But the mage, they heal and they shoot fireballs, so that's a good range thing, and they heal other units as well. Another thing really quick is that a summoner can heal all units, and they can heal all allies instantly with a click of a button. Not fully, but you can do that by just hitting a button and it spreads out. So you can do that. That's really great. But yeah, and then there's the warrior, which will jump around, or not. They will jump around and attack things if you put them in offensive mode. And then there is the well-known ogre, which you can put anywhere and it will just dominate anything. And so that's the summoner, guys. I hope that helped. Make sure to subscribe and like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.